Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to clean the carburetors off a Honda vt500. You can watch some of my old videos where I showed you how to clean a Honda Shadows or Ninja 250s. It's very similar. The only downside with these carbs is that this is from a 1983 Honda Shadow. And this Honda Shadow has not been ridden in years, and we already have some major issues with this carburetor, as you've seen in the removal video of removing the carbs. The idle adjustment on both sides is actually stuck, and not only that, the throttle, which is right here, the throttle cables are so stuck that you could not move the throttle at all. I thought there was like something binding with the cables, but it's this. There's so much gunk through here that it is completely stuck. And you can see I have my spring here in the idle enrichment, idle control. It is completely stuck. I can't get it out. I'm gonna have to reorder a new carb cable just because I had to pull it out by force. So let's get started on cleaning this. It's very, very dirty, as you can see. Like, it needs a lot of work. So if you look over here, you should be able to pull this down, but when it was on the bike, it actually would not be able to push down. When you look at the other one over here, I can't even push it up. I mean, I might be able to with some leverage, but it is completely stuck. I come up here, and these might be really stuck, so you're really gonna have to push down and twist. Make sure you really push down, because you don't want to strip these, and they're just full of rust. Oh man, that actually went without any problem. So now I can use this machine to get the bolts out, put them aside, very specific. Out. And that's the diaphragm. Wow. Yeah, there's gunk all over that needle. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is gunky. And I'm not even going to... Ooh, it is stuck on. So on the inside here, it actually looks fairly clean. So we're gonna leave this like this, put this aside. And let's pull the cap off. Okay, put that aside. Here comes the spring. Now the diaphragm on this one is this one is stuck because it's this thing that is stuck. So I'm just going to take a screwdriver and see if I can just kind of. Wow, it is. Man, it's so stuck. Ah, it actually went up this time, but man, it is unbelievably stuck. There we go. That, I've never actually had to do that on a carburetor. It is just, whoa. The needle is gunked up, everything is gunked up. So now, let's go to the bottom part. There's this here, and you can actually drain the fuel from your floats using a flat screwdriver. And the carbs can be on the bike, so if you're winterizing, you can use that to drain any fuel in the bowls. So we're going to remove this. Remember, push down hard. And the bolts that I took from the top, I like to put them all in one of these caps, and now I can just, that way we don't confuse them, because I think they're different sizes, the tops and the bottoms, so. Okay, I'm going to do the other one really quick. This is the float bolt, and it's stuck on. Never had this issue before. We're going to have to replace this hose too. I see it cracked. Man, it is so stuck. There we go. It's kind of popping off. There we go. Alright, let's see what's the damage here. Whoa, okay, the gasket is completely stuck. So I want to make sure that I remove it by hand. So the bottom, very dirty. Float bowl, this is where the jets and everything are. Everything looks pretty dirty. Let's get this side done. So you actually hear cracking when you're doing this because it is just, okay, I think that's all we need. If you can get the screwdriver in an edge, you can just like twist it this way. And I'm not even putting force, but that's enough to separate it. It's just the gasket that's essentially kind of just melted onto the bottom. Here we go. We're probably gonna have to replenish these gaskets. The gasket is just so hard, you know, it's probably not doing its job very well. It is dirty. This is one dirty carb, guys. This sort of plastic is usually white when it's new, but these are the floats and they actually move, so that's a plus. These are the needles that we're going to have to be removing. And let me see if I can just remove, actually I'm going to remove that is stuck. Okay. Let's remove this float bowl, that's the plastic bit. And to do that, you can just take, I think we're going to have to do it from this side, there we go. And then you can pull this little rod out. Don't lose it. And then you can pull this out. So this is the float. And notice that over here, this is like a little, it goes into this metal part, and that's like how it knows how much fuel is in that float bowl, and that pushes into the carburetor. So we're going to put this aside. There we go. You can just kind of push it from the side here, and it should come out along with the float needle. Okay, this one seems to be stuck. Yep. Alright, so we have a little bit of an issue. So here's the float, but the needle, like from the other one, actually came out. The needle here does not want to come out. Needle here, there's a main and a pilot, and this is the, I believe this is the pilot. Very stuck on. You can tell like, just the way it screws off is very, it's as if it's stuck. So here we go. That's the pilot, I believe, or the main. I believe it's the pilot. Man. So it's a good idea to do this while the main is still on there. This little bit, it's a flat, and let's put this aside here. So using a 7mm socket, you're just going to loosen this one. From the outside it actually doesn't look bad, but we're going to clean everything and remove the pilot. Try not to break stuff. Actually, this is already breaking. Wow, it is so stuck on, guys. I'm gonna have to get a bigger screwdriver for this. Abnormal. I've never seen anything so stuck. So this is a different screwdriver. Let's see if I can get this. It's breaking the idle. I've never seen anything so stuck. I mean, every single thing here is stuck. I mean, even the float is stuck on here. Okay, this one came out. That is good. I'm gonna put this aside. Now we're gonna take our 7mm, get the main one. Okay, this one's good. Okay. And there's our main jet. I'm going to spray the floats as well. I'm going to let this sit for about 20 minutes. I'm going to come back and hopefully that is going to be loose because I do not want to order one of those again. And I have a heat gun. I'm going to see if I can heat this up in order for it to get loose. Man, it does not want to move at all. Yep. This has got to be the hardest to remove I've ever seen. I just don't know what to do with this, and this might take me a while to do. Oh, it is moving, guys. Oh, man. Damn. I'm happy that this is actually moving. Oh, it's stuck again. Oh, it is so stuck. That is awesome. Okay, at least I have that. Okay. Jesus, this took a while. And the carb enricher, it is not moving, and I believe it's broken. The housing, it just does not want to come out. And this is stuck too, so I'm not exactly sure, because this should rotate, but it doesn't want to rotate. This whole entire thing is just so stuck. I've never seen anything like this. You know, one of the things that happens is that this, on this side with the spring and with the throttle, this opens up. So as this moves, and it should move freely, the problem is this is completely stuck. So I took out the spring here, and you should be able to kind of move it. I mean, it is so stuck. I mean, I can barely get this to move, but it is moving. And as it's moving, I'm going to get some carb cleaner. I'm going to start spraying it in here because we need to be able to remove all of this stuff. I'm using this crescent wrench to kind of move it. And as it moves, I'm going to spray even more. Alright, this one is actually moving. So these are the float bolts, and you can see how discolored they are. It tells you an indication of what's going on inside. I also have a Coke can that I cut in half, and all the needles, everything. I'm just going to put them into here, the main jets, everything. Just make sure that everything is in there. So 2 main jets, then I have the 2 needles, and I'm missing the top, which I'll have to find somewhere. Here we go. It's actually stuck in here. But there's also a screw here on the side, and we're going to have to make sure that this is also clean, because that's something that we can do when we want to clean the or get your bike ready for winterization. You just drain the bowls using that bolt, but I'm pretty sure that everything is pretty dirty. I've never done this, but there is a bolt on each side of the carbs that I think separates these 2 halves, and I might have to do that. I've never done that. So there's a bolt here, and it's really tight. There we go. There's one here holding this carburetor to this one, and then on the other side, right in here, and undo those, loosen them, and then you can use your, there we go. And it's a very long, I've never done this, so this is going to be a learning process. So let's get this one, and that's good, it's coming apart. Alright, let's see. Wow, I've never done this, so I'm trying to keep things so I can figure it out later. Separate it, as you can tell, and in the middle there's this very large spring, and okay, that's loose. Okay, there's also a plastic bit inside here. Removing the carb, this broke. It belongs here on this, I believe, right over here. there's a T, and this connects to the gas tank. Tends to not really hold up very well over time, and this rubber is just so unbelievably brittle at this point. And that's a good thing. You can kind of move this, and there we go. So now we have two carbs completely separated. Okay, it actually is moving a little bit easier now because it's not connected to the other one. And here we go. So, I've never done this before, but you can see this is that valve or the butterfly that moves. So we're gonna you have to remove these two Phillips screws on this and then pull that plate out. And the screws are very easy to strip, so be careful. So at this point I should be able to pull this out carefully. Okay. And here we go. So that's that piece that's with the spring, and that's really what's causing all of this issue, I believe. The carb cleaner, we're going to clean that where the rod was. We're going to strip this or clean all of this as well and grease it. This is going to be extremely clean when we're done with it. Look at this. I'm using a flat screwdriver, and I'm just like removing gunk from this hole. And this is where that rod goes. And this would explain why this is not moving very well. It's got like a little hook. What you can do is like just grab it onto here and just kind of twist and get all of that out. And you can see it is quite a bit. Here, I'll start by twisting, and a lot of it will come out. Move the spring first here. There we go. Should pull this out. So there's this plate which goes like that. Guys, I have been working on this carburetor, trying to get the bolt for the idle adjustment out, and it's stuck in there. I've been drilling it. I got the table just full of stuff just to get rid of that bolt, and it's still not out yet. And another issue is that the butterfly, this is pretty much stuck on there as well. You know, it's so rusted, and I think so. I'm trying to remove that one bolt, but it's stripped, so I'm going to have to drill it out. This one is becoming quite a pain, and also this. I'm going to have to remove this rod, and I removed it from the other side. This section, I removed it already from the other one. We are going to have to remove that because the O-ring inside here, I think that's what those were. They were O-rings that basically deteriorated over time and let crud in. That's why it's so hard to kind of move back and forth. But in order to get this to be 100%, we're going to have to do that. So I'm going to put it away for today. I have stuff here inside the brake parts cleaner, all getting cleaned up. I haven't really cleaned up the needles or anything, but I'm really more worried about this because I don't want to have to buy a new carb for this bike. It's about $200, so kind of expensive. So that is part one. Part two, I'm going to work on it tomorrow and see if I can get this taken care of. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.